Thank you. The weather always seems to be interesting, I think, during, it seems like orchestra concerts. We've had snow, end games, or different games, and cold, and it's always a little bit of an adventure. That's a little joke between Mrs. Funk and myself. But the great thing is that everyone's here to not just watch one song or listen to one song, but to see an entire performance, and that is something very special that your children have been working very hard at from the beginning of the school year. Some of you may not know, Mr. Szyminski has been here helping me out while Mrs. Cremona is home on maternity leave. Mr. Szyminski worked in the school district for 23 years. If you have an older son or daughter, you may recall he was the principal up at Nash after Dr. Butterini. And this is his first experience in middle school. So it's been enlightening to watch his reaction to everything. And today, after the concert, he said, "I can't believe that there are 11, 12, and 13, 14-year-olds. He's like, wow. And he's a man of few words. So that was a lot for Mr. Szyminski. And I said, yeah, I said, you act so surprised. And I go, oh wait, you've never been to a middle school concert? He's like, no. He goes, they are so good. And I'm like, what else do you expect? I said, they're from Carson, they're fantastic. So I just wanted to share that, because that's one of the nicest compliments you can get from someone who is a true outsider coming in, who hasn't really experienced how talented and dedicated all of your youngsters are. So I want to thank you, parents, for coming here this evening, making sure they're here for their 7 a.m. practices, helping them bring their instruments to and from, making sure they remember their music and everything, because it definitely takes all of us to help get ready for something like this tonight. Before we begin the concert, a couple reminders. If you do need to leave to use the restroom or a water fountain, if you go out into our foyer area and you turn right, there's a men's and a ladies' room right there, as well as a water fountain. We do ask that you watch your transition, that it's before or after a song. Same thing when you're coming back, wait to be seated until a song is completed. And if you have any little ones who need to take a break, if you take them out in the foyer, we just ask that you stay out there with them to monitor them, because also with the weather, the floor can be slippery. The roads can be slippery too, but the floors out there can be a little bit slippery. So I just want to again welcome you all here this evening, and it is my pleasure to introduce Mrs. Funk and the 6th grade orchestra.
Welcome to the Carson Middle School Winter Orchestra Concert. Tonight you will hear the music of the 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade orchestras in the CMS Orchestra. On behalf of Mrs. Funk and all of the orchestra students performing, I would like to thank you for supporting all of us with your presence today. We hope you enjoy our concert. Our first selection with the 6th grade orchestra is Holiday Dance.
have a whopping cast of 6th grade orchestra students. We have about 73 of them this year. It is, it's been a great time. We have some great kids up here. I've really enjoyed working with them this semester, and I know that they have great things ahead of them in the spring semester. Our next selection is Fit as a Fiddle. Our next selection did not make the program. I decided this year that we were going to feature, we have 3 sections of 6th grade orchestra this year, 3 classes, and I thought it would be fun for each class to prepare a piece of their own. So we're going to try it at the winter concert here with our first class. They are going to do Angels We Have Heard on High. just their class. And then in the spring, we will feature the other two sections of sixth grade orchestra and a piece of their own as well. So this is one of our sixth grade orchestra classes, Angels We Have Heard on High. And our last selection is a really great piece by Elliot Del Borgo and Andover Holiday. so much. I also would like to recognize Zach Bergovich, who helped us out on bass, just so we had a little bit more. Helped Camden out over there, so we had 2 instead of 1. That's always great in pairs. So thanks so much to Zach for helping us out. We're going to take a little transition. We're going to close the curtain, and we're going to welcome Chamber Orchestra to the pit. And this is the Carson Middle School Chamber Orchestra, so a huge shout out to all those parents who are bringing these kids to school every Wednesday morning at 7:10. Thank you. You get a Camp Conakry applaud from me. Thank you so much. Also, I would like to thank the kids. They have really been tremendous, really tremendous this semester. We've had a good time rehearsing. We have 2 selections for you tonight. The first one is the 3rd movement from William Hofeld's Deer Path Triptych. He is probably my most famous, my favorite composer that does upper middle school to early high school literature. He is phenomenal. So we're going to do The Hunt, and then we'll be back to play a new piece that I selected this year called Snowflake. Thank you. This is the Carson Middle School 7th grade orchestra. We are going to begin this evening with a piece called Harvest Moon. Our next selection, Star Lake, really beautiful piece. We're going to slow the tempo down just a little bit, and we have a beautiful solo improvisation, a little bit of improvisation, and our first chair, Caitlin, will be performing that for us tonight. Thank you. Our next selection, Storm. I'd like to thank Ms. Geary for providing some percussion for us this evening. This has been a great piece, very up-tempo, very energetic, and kind of reminds you of a winter storm. Not that we're looking for one, but it just will remind you of a winter storm. So December 15th is a really special day, not just because it's the orchestra concert, but because it's Terry Horn's birthday. Is Terry here tonight? Where are you, Terry? Can you just raise your hand? Oh, well, we would love for you to come on up to the stage because we have a special treat for you tonight. We would like for you to play bells for us while we play Winter Wonderland, if you would like to come up to the stage. Terry is Anna Parsons' grandma. Happy birthday. I think Shannon Kelly's grandma is also in the audience tonight, so we're going to ask Phyllis Jenny to come on up to the stage as well. It's just a grandma night. Come on up. We have 2 sets of bells, lucky you. So come on up and play some bells for us. Thanks so much. Just a little transition. We're not going to close the curtain because we have to shove chairs out of the way. So we're going to get 7th grade off and then we'll be back with our 8th grade orchestra. Thank you so much. The group in front of you are my wonderful 8th graders. One of the best parts of my job, and it is the best part of my job, a lot of times I get to have these kids, especially the HOSAC kids, I get to see them for 6 years. It doesn't matter because even the ones that I see for 3 years, I get to watch them grow. So just a fabulous group of 8th graders. I've just had the honor of working with them for the last, well, this is going on 3 years now. Our first selection is Let It Snow, and where are you, Dan? Dan Sullivan? Dan. Hi, Dan. Can you and your wife come on up to the stage? Ashley said you'd be more than willing. I need some bell players. Come on. There's no math involved, come on. Thanks so much. Our next selection, a really great winter piece called Adirondack Sleigh Ride. Had a lot of fun with the spiccato in this, and the key signature was a lot of fun too. Adirondack Sleigh Ride. Thank you. Our next selection, we take it a little bit more lyrical, a Japanese folk song, Sunyama. is a very dark and edgy piece called Gauntlet, and the kids love it. That's why we saved it for last. I would like to just do a few thank yous tonight. First of all, to Dave Woden and to Courtney Geary and to the music team just in general here at Carson, but especially to these two who've been here tonight helping and were here this afternoon. Courtney really was instrumental today in just helping me deal with a lot of things that just happened very last minute. And Dave is just, he just takes care of all the lighting and the sound, and I just never have to worry about any of that. So very fortunate to work in a building with such incredibly supportive staff. I'd like to thank Catherine and Walt for their support of the music programs. Walt was really funny today. He played the bells for us on one of our pieces, which was really great. He spent a lot of time at Nash, for those of you that don't know Walt Szymanski, and he has seen quite a few things, and I think has witnessed quite a few orchestra concerts in his years, but I don't think he's ever really participated in one, so that was kind of fun for him today. I'd like to thank Sean Funk, my husband, who always comes. He is the resident accompanist here for the orchestra concerts. He just sits down with the music and he plays, which is great. The parents that assisted tonight in checking kids off, helping me to keep everyone organized, thank you so much for that. The custodial staff who has been here, the custodian Jay has been really fabulous. He turned the heat off tonight when it was getting a little too hot in here, and then he turned it on. I think he knows my cell phone number now. He still answers the phone amazingly when I call him. So he was able to make it a little bit more comfortable in here for us tonight, which was really great. Mike McConaughey, who was here tonight helping and assisting with kids, 8th grade math teacher, one of my greatest friends, but also a wonderful colleague. And of course to you, the parents, who really, without your support, none of what we do anywhere in music in this district would really be possible. So thank you for supporting your children, not just in music, but thank you for supporting them in everything that they do. It means more than probably any of you know, because I see both sides as a parent and also a teacher. So thank you so much for all of that. So our last selection this evening, Gauntlet. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful holiday season. Have a wonderful winter break. Thank you so much for coming tonight. We're going to let your kids get packed up and they can meet you in the auditorium foyer. Thank you. Good night.